Hello guys, it's a Blockbuster here after a long break, and just got bored one day, as in just about 5 minutes ago, watching the stupid Sabres Bruins game, and Bruins just came up 2-0. We're losing this game. It's so stupid. Anyways, well, misery continues. Everybody. Well, I'm here to talk about two channels I grew up watching that were awesome. Man, they were so cool. They were amazing. Boomerang and Nicktoons. Yeah, definitely two channels I loved watching. And, hold on, I'm just gonna... Okay, so, I'm going to be looking at the schedules for both of them, and I'm going to be comparing them, and why I personally think Boomerang is a lot better. Although I have not looked in the Nicktoons schedule in a while, and it looks like they actually have been improving. Yeah, for the most part. Okay, well, first of all, I gotta get a 24-hour schedule, because I just cannot find one. I'm using TV Passport, and it's just not letting me. I don't know why it goes to 5:30 a.m. Let's see if they have it here. Yeah, they got a 12 a.m. one. Alright, let's see. Alright, this should work, right? Alright, good. Okay, so I'm going to be comparing the two here. And, you know what? Nicktoons has really made some improvements. They're not quality improvements. They're not show improvements. They're general improvements. So the main complaint for Nicktoons was the fact that it aired live action and everything. And looking at the schedule for tomorrow, January, this is today's schedule, January 5th, 2019. There are no live action shows except for Power Rangers, which I don't really care because honestly, Power Rangers has always been on Nicktoons. So that's kind of their thing. However, Boomerang has the far superior schedule here, with many classics on that. I'm just getting frustrated looking at the score here. With many classics on there, along with some Boomerang app originals. They're doing great with their thing right now. So I'm just gonna give a brief overview. Actually, hold on, I'm gonna do some quick calculations real quick. So be right back. Alright, so we're back with the calculations. And, rough estimation here. Actually, it's a pretty good estimation here. 60% of Boomerang's schedule is classic cartoons. I had made that sort of calculation before that, earlier this summer, and it was around the same number. It was 59%, but this 60%, now that I added in that Ben 10 is the classic Ben 10. 60%. There's not much to complain about there, really. And a majority of the shows that are not classic, that make up the 40%, are Boomerang app originals, like The Wizard of Oz and Wacky Races. The only shows I can really count as not classic here are the Tom and Jerry show, since I'm pretty sure that came out like a few years ago. New Looney Tunes, I didn't know that was an actual show. I'm assuming that's new since I've never heard of it. Bunnicula, actually, I've heard of that show. I just don't know anything about it. I'm assuming that's a new show. Be Cool Scooby-Doo, that's definitely a new show. Big Top Scooby, that's a movie. Okay, then you got Adventure Time, Ben 10 regular show. This is actually, I wouldn't say perfect, but this is a solid schedule for Boomerang here. So if you have Boomerang, I'd tune in. Although its best scheduling comes from like midnight to 6:30 a.m. So I wouldn't really get your hopes up. Although that's not where all of it is. Because, yeah, actually, yeah, it mostly is. But you got some solid shows starting at 9 p.m. with Adventure Time. I wasn't a huge fan of Adventure Time, but I can at least respect it, and it seemed pretty good. But 9 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. is prime. Like, that is prime scheduling. That's like your little window of classic Boomerang that you can get right there. These times are all Eastern, by the way. And while you look at Nicktoons right here, while they have definitely improved, as in getting rid of the live action shows, at least I don't know if it's permanent, but yeah, I don't see. Yeah, this is just for today, but it's not looking pretty here. You got So you think Cartoon Network's scheduling of Teen Titans Go is bad? Yeah, I do, and I think it's way worse than Nickelodeon's, but this is a little ridiculous. You got 6 solid hours of SpongeBob to start out the day. Now, don't get me wrong, SpongeBob is my favorite cartoon of all time, but 6 hours of a show is not needed, no matter what time slot it's in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is that's good scheduling there. Then you got 2 solid hours of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, that's the old one. Not the old one, but it's the 3D one. And then we have one airing of Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is the new Nicktoon to come out. This is solid scheduling right now. These are, except for the variety, is not good. Then there's Power Rangers, Super Ninja Steel. I've never watched that show, so I don't know if that's good or not. But it's Power Rangers. I guess that belongs in Nicktoons. It's always been on there. So then there's Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V. Once again, never watched Yu-Gi-Oh! In my life, so I don't know. But that's airing at 9 a.m. That's a solid airing right there. Then there's Fairly Odd Parent, one airing of Fairly Odd Parents, an hour of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, an hour of Rise of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and 2 hours of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Wow, you're getting your Turtle fix from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And then there's 2 hours of Fairly Odd Parents, 2 hours of Breadwinners. I thought we got rid of that show for good, but apparently 2 hours of Alvin and the Chipmunks. Cannot stand that show. An hour of Sanjay and Craig. Once again, thought we got rid of that show. An hour of Fairly Odd Parents. Then 2 hours of Whoa! It's not just 6 hours of. Oh my goodness! It's 7 hours of 8 hours of SpongeBob consecutively. That's crazy. There's no way that should be a thing. Nickelodeon's got to fix the stuff there. I respect Nickelodeon as to what they're doing right now. I feel like they're definitely heading in a good direction right now with the new president coming up and everything. I feel like the new president's doing a lot to help get the company back to where it's in a good spot. Although Nicktoons Network is not in a good spot. Oh, what a save by Allmark. Goodness. It's definitely going in a better direction than it was. However, Boomerang is already in a better spot. I think one thing that Boomerang can do better is that they need to fill their afternoon time slots with better shows. Because while Boomerang might be heading in the right direction, you can't really hold on to a schedule with Be Cool Scooby-Doo. And actually, hold on, let me just check which one of these. So Boomerang now is reliant on Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes. Let's just see how many of those make up the day schedule. Let's just check. What I consider the day schedule is I think not 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I'm gonna do some calculations there. Check that out, and we're back with my famous math equations. here. So 77% of their day schedule, as in 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., consists of Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry, or Looney Tunes, which is a big problem in my opinion. The only thing that is not Scooby-Doo or Tom and Jerry or Looney Tunes related that airs within that time slot is Bunnicula. I don't even know what that show is. I'm gonna look that up real quick, just because I want to see what it actually is. What in the world is that? Uh, that doesn't look like a new. That doesn't look like a new thing, but it came out in 2016. How did I miss it? Adventure, comedy, dark fantasy. Hmm. Maxwell Adams. Oh, that sounds good. He's the guy who created Grim Adventures. You guys should give the show a watch. Would you guys recommend it? I don't know. Nobody's gonna comment on this, anyways. Huh. I don't know. I've never heard of that show, so I don't know. But that's the only thing that airs during the day schedule. That's not one of those three franchises related. They gotta calm down with the obsession of Scooby Doo, though. It's kind of ridiculous. Um. Uh, so, anyways, that's comparing the two in current day. Now, I don't think I'm gonna go too much in depth of comparing them back in the day, because they they weren't really two different things. They were basically the same concept. Although Nicktoons Network was not necessarily solely based on classic Nicktoons. It aired classic Nicktoons, but it also aired some newer series like SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, newer at the time, but it aired those alongside those. So basically, it's what Boomerang is now trying to do, or at least what it claimed it did when it first rebranded. Even though you can say that was a complete lie, there were no classics to speak of back then. So glad we're not in that era anymore. And second of all, I think that my I don't have many preferences for that. I would, if I were to bring one of those two classic channels back, it would have to be Boomerang, because you already have Nicksplat right now, which is not in a good state right now. Nicksplat is not in a good spot, although pretty soon they're going to be starting to air some mid 2000s to late 2000s shows, which, like, such as, you know what, I'm going to make a separate video about that. Just got that idea. You're going to have to wait for that video. Take that. Alright, so we've got Nicksplat already. Man, I really want to do that video. We got Nicksplat already, so we don't need that. We have a good solid... Okay, what I would do with Nicksplat is I would move it back to 10 p.m. or even earlier than that, because Teen Nick is utterly useless as a channel. It's basically Nickelodeon 3. Because Nicktoons is Nickelodeon 2. Anyways, I would have to say Boomerang, because you really can't top that classic toy bumper, those toy bumpers, and just the classic look. It went aimed to be classic, even when it was passing through the 2010s. Now, it was failing in the... Wait a minute, is that guy in the NHL wearing a fishbowl helmet or visor? Oh my goodness, that's so cool. I've never seen that before. Anyway, I'm sorry, but you can't really beat it. Plus the classic theme, it was just awesome to have that channel. I wish we had it back. I can understand why they rebranded, but honestly, what I would do in this scenario is I'd try to get at least that voice actor that did the This is Boomerang from Cartoon Network. That voice. As you can see from one of my older videos, that's how it would look. It looks really cool, actually. I'm not a fan Oh, the new bumper. I'm not a fan of the new kid that does the voiceovers, but I'm I'm definitely not a fan of him. But I don't think the new bumpers are that bad. Get me? They don't really fit Boomerang, but I don't think as bumpers are that bad. I would be pretty cool with that being the Cartoon Network style. Um, Although I'd kind of rather have Cartoon Network go back to Check It 1.0. That's been my favorite Check It era. Check It 1.0, by the way, is so underrated. It was really well done. A lot of people complain because they got rid of the News era, but I don't really News era, like, I grew up with it, yeah, but I just don't think it was. It was good, but the Check It 1.0 era was awesome. Anyways, I think I definitely preferred Boomerang over Nicktoons, although Nicktoons was awesome for me as well. I think I'm gonna wrap this one up here. Thank you guys for watching, and see ya.